Okay, hi. Um, I am so excited you guys are here. Sorry, we're getting started just a couple minutes late. My name is Emily Anderson, for those of you who don't know me, and we are really thankful that Leslie is joining us tonight. I know that this call will be beneficial to those of us on it, and then those that are going to catch the replay later. You know, it's so hard to find a time that works for everybody when you've got people on the West Coast and the East Coast and everything in between. But so eventually, Leslie, we're going to get to you in just a little bit. I did want to share a couple of things that Young Living, hopefully you all have seen these, but I wanted to make you aware of them, make sure you knew about them as we tackle March, which I can't believe it's March already. Anywho, so, okay, the first thing is hopefully you guys all saw that Young Living is really encouraging you to host an event in March. And so they are sweetening the deal and basically giving you guys, well, you know, they're offering the free shipping to any new customer or, you know, any new member who spends 100 PV or more. And then they're also offering, let's see, I want to make sure I get this right, but they're gifting you, the host, with a code for 15% off a one-time purchase. So you can use that if you want to host, you know, like a sip, what are those called? Sip and see or sip and smell parties or whatever. If you want to get Ningxia Red or whatever, you can use your 15% off coupon for that. And then you also will get your customers in attendance, they will get a code to use for free shipping. So basically everybody's getting something. If it's a new customer, a new member, they're getting free shipping. If it's a current, they'll have a code to use. So your new members don't need to input any code. They can just check out as is, as long as they've, you know, this is a new account, they will get the free shipping at checkout. Everything else, if you're going to host an event, you need to fill out, there's a form. I'm pretty sure we've posted it in Builders, but we can redo that just in case you missed it. I think they emailed it out to everybody. I think I got even like a text from Young Living about it. But so you want to fill the form out, and then they send you your unique like code for your 15% off and all of that. So I do know the discount code has to be used, I think it's before the end of March. So if you do get the host code, make sure to take advantage of that 15% discount and stock up on your supplies. So Paris, who's on here, she's not showing her face. She's probably putting kids to bed as she's listening, but Paris and I are going to do an event here at the end of March. We were talking about it today and talking about it last week, but some ideas, some things that have been successful for my personal business are like Jamie and I last year did a bunch of dine and DIYs. So we took turns hosting, and like if I was hosting, Jamie covered the food, and then we would switch. Then she would host, I would cover the food. But we always had we did something easy usually every time, like flatbread pizzas or like a Chipotle bar. We did easy things for food. And then we always had a DIY that kind of corresponded with whatever the theme was. So I'm totally blanking on what we did, but it was always fun. And we always got a handful of people there. We had people who like had signed up with us in the very beginning, came back, like got into oils, were inviting friends. So it was exciting. It was I think much needed after many years of hibernation and not being with people. So highly recommend, like if hosting an event is like so far outside of your comfort zone, like just take a step into it this month and just try it. I mean, you're getting this awesome discount, you're getting free shipping for your customers. So even at the very least, just say, hey, come over, let's smell oils and, you know, drink wine if you do that. And you guys can place an order that night and get free shipping. So just even using this as an opportunity to reach out to those, you know, maybe that live by you, that have been interested or have purchased oils before. It's a great way, a great opportunity to kind of like reconnect and, you know, get them together, because for whatever reason, it feels really hard to get people together. But I always find that when we take the time and when we do it, and when I I'm always like that extroverted introvert. Like I'm mad at myself that I made plans, but then once I do it, I'm like so glad that I actually did it and love the connection, love the community. So first step is you got to plan something, and you've got all month. It's only March 7th. So you've got all month that you can easily throw something together, and it doesn't have to be fancy. It literally, you don't even have to provide food. Like if the money is an issue or whatever, like just to get people together. I had wrote down like a dine and DIY or a Taco Tuesday where like everybody brings a side for tacos or, a topping for tacos, and you maybe provide the meat or whatever. And then you have oils out and you talk and you eat. A spring cleaning event where maybe everybody can take home. I know at Target, you can literally get like $1, spray bottles, like, and you could everybody could go home with a thieves bottle, right? Like everybody can make their own thieves household cleaner. Beginning Oils 101. It's been so long since I've done one of those, but now that like the kit is an actual like incentive again, I think it's such a good idea to share the kit. The one most of us all started with, right? With our 11, I think it's 11 oils diffuser. But just sharing the easy, simple ways that you use oils, having people over, and doing that. So I really encourage you to take advantage of this. I love I love the community, and it's like I said, it's always kind of hard and challenging to plan it and to get it like in action. But once you're there, I know it's always super beneficial to everyone. So I already spoke about this, but don't forget about the free shipping. So any new member you have gets free shipping. So I had somebody contact me last week about oils before March, before I even knew about the free shipping. And so when I learned that we were gonna have free shipping, I'm like, okay, I've got to make sure I get like a shopping cart together for her. So I did that today. I got her like everything that she was saying she was interested in, made one of the wish lists, which if you don't make wish lists yet, you need to be doing that for all your people. I have like a million wish lists named like Anna, Jenny, like whoever it is I'm talking to. I create a specific wish list for them and I send it to them. And they, what's nice about it is they can either add it to the cart or they can just go shop on their own. So it's not like an overwhelming, like, $300 cart when they open it, but it's just a list of the products that I recommended. They can add them, and it makes shopping for a new person like really a whole lot easier for them. So I've always had success. I know some people haven't had great success with wish lists like working and stuff, but I've always had success with them. So I totally recommend that you create these wish lists. So even if you want to focus this month on cleaning, which is something I'm going to talk about next, but creating a wish list with all your favorite cleaning products, getting it out there, sharing it on social media, texting it to your neighbors, friends, anyone that's shown interest. On that same note, if you don't have Life Steps, please get the Life Steps app. It's so good. The free version is awesome. The paid version is even better, but you can definitely get by with the free version. I think I pay, Gina, you can confirm, but I think I pay $25 every 3 months for the paid pro version. And I get, so like if they're doing, a challenge, you get that as on the free version, but then the paid version, you get like, it goes deeper and you get like stories and slides to share and all sorts of stuff. So if you haven't got that app yet, like as soon as we're done, get the app and use the app. They have a clean home challenge this month, which is, such a great way to get people involved. So you could tie this into the doing a spring cleaning event. They have all of these, you can print off it has like 30 days or 31 days and you just cross it off as you use the cleaning product. They basically have just step-by-step laid it all out for you to be able to promote Thieves Household Cleaner and also the Thieves Dish Soap. Those are the two products they're promoting. So I actually created a wish list and added a couple other things on there, and then let people know like you can keep that on there or you just need these two products. But here's a few of my other, like the laundry soap. Love the laundry soap. And I think I added a hand soap on there too. What I did is I got it to 100 PV. And so they can either just add them all on, or, if they just want to try the first couple of products out, try the Thieves household cleaner and the laundry soap. But the gist is to put all of your other toxic cleaners away for 30 days. We're in March 7th now. So, if you haven't started this yet, don't fret, just start now, start whenever. It doesn't have to be March 1st. It doesn't have to be April 1st. Just get started. So put all your other cleaners away, everything they use, put them away, and then just use the Thieves household cleaner and the Thieves dish soap for 30 days. And they're supposed to hopefully notice, maybe like their respiratory system, like maybe breathing a little better, things like that. Maybe headaches go away, those kinds of things. And I know Paris did say they have a Facebook challenge group. That's the other cool thing about Life Steps is you can join this challenge group, and I'm sure they're sharing ideas. I didn't join it. Maybe Paris can share later what's in it, but you can, everybody is doing the challenge, I assume, in there. So anyways, Life Steps, totally awesome app, totally worth it. They do things like this a lot, and it takes so much effort, I feel like, on my part these days as a 41-year-old mother of 6, a lot of them teenagers, they exhaust me mentally. So to be able to open the app and be like, oh, they're doing a cleaning challenge, I'll just do that instead of trying to think of my own thing, create my own graphic, whatever the case is. I just am so thankful for that app. Like I promote that like 10 times a day. So anyways, try the Clean Home Challenge. If you don't have the app, get it after this. Check out the Clean Home Challenge. And I was even sending just the like checklist of like, I've cleaned today, cleaned the next day, and send that with your wish list. And I think that you could probably get some new customers from that. Even if they don't order 100 PV, it's still a new customer. They're on your team. And if they love it, they're going to be returning to purchase more, hopefully. So that's all I had. We did want to start talking about convention. We'll just share briefly, and then we will turn this over to Leslie. But convention is coming up, and we're going to talk about it on every meeting now until convention, because it's that important and it's that fun and it's that refreshing. And I'm going to turn it over to Gina to talk a little bit more.
Yeah. So Emily and I went to our first convention in 2014. Was it 2014? Yes, it was 2014, because I was pregnant with Berkeley. And I will tell you, at the time, I could not afford convention. And I'm not someone who will encourage people to charge anything. But truth of the matter is, I did charge it. I charged the whole entire trip because we could not afford it at all. And it was the best investment that I ever made for my business and for my peace of mind, for everything. It was a turning point for me and my business. Like, you are around so many people who are like-minded. You're learning real, tangible things about the products, about the oils. You get to visit the farm. I mean, I don't know how many of you who are on this call have been to convention. I know several of you have. Like, I don't know, a few. Somebody's jumping into the. So I know Leslie has for sure. And even last year, Leslie was there. It is so worth it. And also, for anyone who really considers this their business, like this is their business, this is their job. Really, if you're with a company and it's not a network marketing company or whatever, you're pretty much required to go to their conventions and things like that. And so you kind of have to look at it as a business expense, which every single bit of it is a write-off. So I think a lot of people don't realize that you can write off every single bit of your expenses for convention. And we realize that it's expensive, but the payoff is amazing. After we went to our first convention, Emily and I decided to decided that we were going to try to promote it to everyone. And we did an incentive, and we said every single person who hits silver before December, we will pay for your convention for next year. And I can't even remember how many people hit silver that year, but it was incredible. So we paid for a lot of people's conventions, but it was so worth it. So we've had hundreds of people there from our team, and just getting there, being with your people, that a lot of these people that we only see you online, we only see your faces online. I mean, Emily and I have known each other for 20 years pretty much. And we live in separate states. We only see each other in person a couple of times a year, but getting together is it's just magical. So we really, really want you to be there. And I can tell you another thing, getting to the farm will completely transform your faith, your trust, everything in Young Living, and getting your husbands there too. If you're married, I will tell you, I can't tell you how many husbands have told us like that the farm was the selling point for them. Like that was the thing that really like, we're like, okay, I'm fully in now. Like my wife dragged me here, but after being to this farm, after watching the oils be distilled, after all of this, like I'm in 100%. Tell me what I need to do. So we want you to be there. We promise that we'll make it worth your while if you're there, and you get to hang out with us. So, I mean, that's worth it, right?
Oh yeah, totally worth it. We've had some really fun Essential Families parties, so we hope to get back there one day. Last year, because it had gone virtual for a couple of years because of COVID, we last year kind of felt like our first convention all over again. So we hope to get back there. We know we'll get back there. It's so fun, and we're talking about it now because it's still a ways off. It's in July. But, if you can start saving now, if you can start thinking about it, now's the time to do it because it's so worth it. So, okay, we're going to turn it over to Leslie Burris. We are so excited to have her. We are so excited that she's a part of our team. She is such a wealth of knowledge and inspiration. And I love just following along with her family. It's fun to see. I feel like you're me, like 10 years ago, or even like 8 years ago. So it's fun to see. And I'm like, oh, I used to do that. Oh, I think I texted you today. I was like, oh, I used to do that. Like now my kids would never all eat off the same tray. They'd be disgusted, but they definitely did when they were kids.
Don't kill my dreams. Stop it.
Yours seem much more compliant than mine. So they might. But what I love about Leslie is that she's very intentional, and I'm sure we'll hear that as she speaks. But something that I think about often is something I learned at last convention from Kristen Boss, and she talked about like motivation and how that's not a sustainable emotion, and that's not like we're never always going to feel motivated. So we have to create like commitment based on like intention, essentially. So not like get rid of motivation, because Paris, who's my awesome friend, but also my awesome assistant, would tell you that I am 80% of the time not motivated to do much. I'm just not. So, but I have to do it, right? So we have to create that intention. And I think Leslie's really good at that. And I'm sure she'll share just how her day looks and, how she's intentional in it through Young Living and all of the other things that she does. So take it away, Leslie. We'll give her the mic. And then also, if you guys have questions, go ahead and type them in the chat, and then we'll do a quick Q&A at the end. We do want to be respectful of everyone's time, so we try to end around 8:30. So, okay, thanks, Leslie.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Thanks for edifying me so much. And don't crush my tray dreams, okay? All my kids eat off the same thing. It's amazing. What's really funny though is the other day I slept in, it was glorious. And the kids made a tray and they dirtied every dish in the kitchen just to put the food on one tray, which was hilarious because I do it to save all the dishes. They don't see it all. It's fine. It's fine. Hi, everybody. I'm Leslie Burris, LB, and it's so good to hang out with you guys. I am a platinum team leader. I would say that everything that Emily just said about motivation is 100% right. But I want to also inspire you to cultivate really specific everyday tasks that are very tangible and very within reach, and how profitable it is for you. Actually, I calculated, this is the lowest my paycheck has been in a few years. I want to be straight up. Like their 2018 was amazing. Young Living had a lot of momentum and it was wonderful. And even at my lowest, I calculated the hours. I work about 28 hours a month and I earn $142 an hour. So I earn about $4,000 a month from Young Living, and I work on average 7 hours a week. Okay. But I'm going to be really specific with you guys. I don't know where you are in your brand partner journey, but I would tell you, if you're brand new or you're somebody who is not as high up as I am yet, maybe you're a star going for senior star, or you're a senior star going for executive. I would actually tell you that I was earning about $1,200 a month in Young Living, working about 3 to 4 hours a week in Young Living. And so I want to share with you where I'm at now. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to just share with you the 3 things that I make sure to do every single day and about how much time it takes me. And then I'm going to break down for you some of the thoughts that I've had to just kind of resolve in advance and just decide not to have any drama over. It's kind of like working out, crunches work. If you do 100 crunches a day, every single day, 6 days a week, I mean, you're most likely going to have abs, or you're going to be in a better position to have abs than someone who isn't. But I'll tell you, we all know how to do a sit-up. We all know how to do crunches, and the effort that it takes to just do it sometimes is all in your head. And so I'm going to share with you some macro habits. Okay. So if you have macro habits, these are 3 non-negotiable things that I do every single day as a Young Living brand partner. And then micro habits are just the filler stuff. But these are like my sit-ups, my push-ups, and my walk around the park. Like these are the things I know move the needle in my business. And then everything else, if I were to do like a yoga or a Pilates or an extra HotWorks class or whatever, like those things are fun and sensational at times. They kind of revive me, but they're not the main thing. I try to keep the main thing. And I've been here for 8 years. Okay. So I'm not coming at you as somebody who's been here for like a year or 2 and I'm consistent, but like we're talking 8 years. Other than having kids, I don't know what else I've done for 8 years consistently other than do like my Young Living business. This has taught me the gift of consistency. So if you're taking notes, there are 3 things I do on the daily as a brand partner in Young Living. Number 1, promote. Number 2, invite. Number 3, support. Time-wise for promoting, I spend 5 to 10 minutes a day promoting. And sometimes it's like 30 seconds. Okay. So when I'm mostly online, I did not start out my business that way. When I first got off the ground, it was all in person. I had my 5 to 10 minutes in promoting looked like when I had a friend over for a play date, I spent 5 minutes letting them smell my oils, letting them see my diffuser. I spent 5 to 10 minutes promoting with whoever was in the room with me, whether that be online or in person. But promoting to me is something daily that provokes curiosity. Okay. What I mean by that is if I'm on social media, I will, in passing, show how I'm washing my blueberries with drips of lemon essential oil. I don't know if you knew this or not, it's a bonus, but lemon oil is known to strip your foods of pesticides. It's amazing. If you're like, can't go organic right now, fine. Spend $6 a month on Lemon Vitality and strip your fruit with that. Like super budget friendly, and it works. And so I don't explain my product. I don't give the science. I don't give anything. I just show people I'm just washing my fruit like most people do. And I'm showing drops of oil. I want people to ask me about my product. And so like, one of the things I think, and this is just my opinion, one of the things I always wanted to do as a Young Living brand partner, I'll tell you what I didn't want to do. You always know what you want to do by identifying what you aren't willing to do. I did not want to go door to door and beg people to buy products from me. I didn't want to ask people to my parties. I wanted people to ask when my next party was and when they could come. And I wanted people to knock on my door. And I noticed that if I gave away too much information, or if I was just overly trying to be something that I'm not, people wouldn't knock on my door. They thought I was weird. So it took some time in the beginning, but promoting in a way that provokes curiosity. I want people to, and on social media, I consider a direct message someone knocking on my door. They're privately coming to my door to ask me a question. So I like to do that. I like to, even if I'm having a play date, like I might have them over and we might have a snack for the littles, you know, and I'll just wash my fruit and nonchalantly just like lemon oil, or I'll walk over to my shelf while we're in mid-sentence, grab my thing. Like it's purposeful, but I'm promoting, but it doesn't feel like I'm promoting. 5 to 10 minutes a day. However you want to do that, great. I also promote to my email list. If you're somebody who's a blogger or you've been thinking about starting an email list, I will just put some kind of fun button at the bottom that says running a sale or whatever Young Living's promotion is. I'll just kind of add it into my day, but promoting 5 to 10 minutes a day. My philosophy on work is 6 days a week, 1 day completely turned off. I am not all running on all cylinders on any, like even our family, we shut down once a week and we just completely rest and we totally enjoy each other. So I'm not asking you to burn out. I'm saying 5 to 10 minutes a day over 8 years will get you $4,000 a month. It's awesome. And it's, again, it's like the sit-ups. It doesn't take a long time to do a sit-up. You know exactly what to do. It's easy not to do it 5 minutes a day. So I'm encouraging you, promote. The next thing I do is invite. I invite people to become a customer, or I invite them to be a brand partner. This is a day in the life. I wrote this down as every day, but I do this. I invite people to become a customer on average 3 days a week, but I invite people to become a brand partner once a week. Okay. I invite people to be a brand partner once a week through avenues like my Facebook group and my email list. And when someone is signing up to be a Young Living customer, like let's say I've invited them to be a customer, I will tell them that most people place their first order through loyalty rewards, so they get a free diffuser. Okay. I don't tell them the details on that. They hear free diffuser and they ask me like, how do I get the free diffuser? I want them to ask me about it. I don't want to like word vomit. And if you're somebody who's like afraid to word vomit on your friends, I just want to invite you. This is how you do it. Like you want them to ask you a question. Okay. But I tell them like the best way to do it is through loyalty rewards. And most people sign up as a brand partner. It's an additional $15, but you earn 50% commissions. You have your own referral link and it's amazing. So I just tell them how most people, I invite them to become a customer and I invite them to be a brand partner and how most people do that. I really am a firm believer in facilitating the conversation. Most people, it's kind of like walking the cereal aisle. You know, there's like 7 brands of Apple Jacks. Really, do we need that? No, we need one. Or even like Apple Jacks, Fruit Loops, Cheerios, like they're all circle cereals. Like if we went down to just one, that'd be a lot easier on the brain. Most people have decision fatigue, and I anticipate people, because they see me as the Young Living brand partner expert, they are expecting me to guide them. So I pretty well tell them exactly what to do. And I'm telling you, this is somebody who consistently enrolls anywhere from 5 to 10 people per month. So I'm not talking to you as somebody that this doesn't work. Most people, given the option of 800 products like we offer, they're just going to flounder. So, you know, I loved how Emily was talking about the beginner box. Like I invite people to the beginner box 3 days a week. I ask people to begin their journey. And then I invite them to upgrade their account to brand partner, because that is the best for their family. They are going to fall in love with the products, and this will give them the opportunity to refer their friends and earn a commission for it. So I sell the value on that, and I invite. So promote, invite, and then support. This is where I spend most of my time as a leader today. I couldn't, well, even if you're a star or a senior star, this is a really important part, but it might look a little bit different for you. Support looks like making sure that people know the latest and greatest, the things that the promos you're running or the promos your group is running. Support looks like checking in with customers. Did they get there? For me, I like to automate some of this. I have 6 kids. Okay. So I have an email series that when a customer signs up, they get a series of 6 or 7 emails, and I'm literally bossing them what to do like next in the anticipation of their kit coming. That's my form of support. That's how I shave some of my time. But when I first started, I was like, so-and-so got a kit today. They ordered it today. So I would put them on my calendar to go check in with them in 5 days, and we would check their tracking or whatever. When my business was a bit smaller, I could manage that a lot more. And that support is really important. Getting excited for your customers, like they will never forget that. So checking in, I post about product to my customers, either in my group, or if you're in a big group like Essential Families, post there. Like, get in the habit of regularly posting, because I will tell you, your customers, they're uncomfortable seeing everybody else in your group post except for you. It's like being at a party, okay? And you show up to the party, you know your friend is there, but if they have to find you, they're not going to feel good. So you want to eradicate a lot of the pain for your customers. And when you're regularly posting, and I'll just tell you, Gina and Emily are so welcome to all the newbies sharing their excitement about peace and calming or valor or whatever. They're not thinking like, you have to post this perfect. If you're having a win, share it, because when your customers see that, they feel like they can be a part of the party. It's like they're walking in with you instead of just walking into a room trying to find you or wondering if you're there. So this is the part of support that really means and makes a big difference. If you never want to lose a customer, make them feel really special and make them feel like they're not alone. I understand also that this can take time as a Young Living brand partner. Like when you're learning this and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. Just take a deep breath and ask yourself, what would I appreciate? And do that. What would I appreciate? And go do that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The other thing that I do is I coach my brand partners and I offer strategy sessions. So I do that once a week. I don't ignore mind mess. I understand that I have brand partners who are nervous about promoting an MLM because they have friends that have thoughts about MLMs. So we don't shy around that. We go right into coaching. Like, I support my people and we go through all their objections. Like, I don't promote, like if I have a brand partner who says, I don't promote loyalty rewards because none of my friends can afford $50 a month. We don't ignore problems like that. I help them overcome that. And so that is one of the things that I do as a Young Living leader. And that's something you can start today. It's best to help people overcome things that they're afraid about that you've already overcome, and then look to people like me, Gina, Emily, who are very comfortable with things that maybe you're not. Ask for help and ask them to speak to your group or your team about the things that they're afraid to do. This is a really big part of support. And then strategy sessions, I offer those once a week. And I also offer one-on-one coaching for my leaders. Now, that wasn't something that I was always doing, but today as a Young Living brand partner, there are people that I focus on and really pour gasoline onto, those who have a fire in their bones, those who are showing up and they're actually doing the work and they're getting a couple enrollments here and there, and they're willing to have brand partner conversations. I am supporting them in more of a one-on-one setting. I don't do that for everybody, but I do that for my top leaders. And that is something you get to look forward to. It's the best job. Honestly, you guys, like when I look back, promoting, inviting, and supporting has always been the lifeblood of my business that has ebbed and flowed and changed and grown with me over the years as I mature as a business owner. But I will tell you that at the end of the day, like, I'm in a season where I have 6 children and we're going to have another one this year. Like, apparently we're fruitful and we're multiplying like crazy. But I love that I created a habit a few years ago that became just such a natural part of my day. And it's still incredibly fruitful today. Like, I don't hardly have to think about it anymore. It's just so natural. In fact, if you told me one of the things I like to do with my brand partners, and this happens, like, I'll just encourage you, I'm not a fan of motivation, but if you have a brand partner who's like, don't know. I just don't really, or if you feel like this, you're like, I don't know, I just don't really feel like doing a class. I'm kind of bored. I've been talking about oils for a long time. Here's something I tell my people to do. Okay. Then I want you to go through your house and I want you to remove every single Young Living product from your house and put it in a box, and you can't touch it for a week. And they're like, I would literally not be able to brush my teeth. I wouldn't be able to clean my house. And I'm like, yeah, there are people who are not as fortunate as you. And like, I just want you to put yourself in a position of like, take it all away. You don't get to use your frankincense. You don't get to use your geranium. You don't get to use your valor. You don't get to use your peace and calming. And I want you to just imagine if you had to box up every Young Living product in your house and you couldn't have access to it for the next week, what would your life look like? And that is a really sobering part, because if as somebody who is actively promoting and inviting and supporting, I'm not inclined to do those things if I take my product for granted. If I just like think it's no big deal. Well, the truth is there are only, even if we said a half a dozen million customers in Young Living, even if we said 5 or 6 million people in Young Living globally, even if we said 10 or 20, there are 300 million people in America. That means there are 290 million people in our country alone who don't have access to the products that you can't imagine your life without. There are so many people who want to have what you have and they don't even know it yet. So to keep yourself inspired for promoting, inviting, and supporting is just to kind of keep yourself in check. Like if I had to throw it all away, what would I have to do? Where would I go? I don't even, honestly, you guys, after 8 years, I don't even know where I would shop for some of this stuff anymore. I've had it so easy. It's like, I get my supplements, I get my cleaners, there's so many things from Young Living I get that I would be overwhelmed with the homework I would have to do just to go shop at other places. And that kind of reorients me and gets me back to this place of like, okay, this is why I invite, this is why I promote, this is why I invite, and this is why I support. And yeah, there are many days like Emily, 80% of the time, do I feel like doing sit-ups? No, I don't. But there are ways that you can make this really fun and fresh and incentivize yourself. I'm a firm believer in, and Gina's done a good job at facilitating like 90-day cycles. I'm a firm believer in doing 90-day cycles in your business from a sustainable, great pace. But instead of thinking like, what am I going to do this year? Just ask yourself, what do I want to do to make this fun for the next 90 days? Make it fun for yourself for 90 days. After that 90 days is over, reflect, reevaluate, take a look, and ask yourself, like, did I do this in a sustainable way? Would I want to do that again the same way for the next 90 days? How do I want to shake it up? But for me, when I think about the year in quarters, that helps me so much because I'm not thinking about my next 5 years with Young Living. I'm thinking about my next 90 days. And honestly, with a family size like mine, that's fast. 90 days goes by and like lickety split. And I feel like that's been my sweet spot as a Young Living brand partner. And I'll just tell you, at the top of the year, I decided in advance that I was going to promote Young Living every day on social media for 100 days. And I have the Streaks app. If you guys don't have the Streaks app yet, it's completely free and it's awesome. And it keeps track of, and it tells on you if you're actually doing the things. But I'm pulling it up now. I am on day 52. Today is my 52nd day in a row of promoting Young Living on social media. And it's amazing. Like I've gotten 3 signups. It's only March 7th. And it's been that consistent incentive for myself in saying like, this is not a problem unless I make it a problem. That mindset has served me over and over and over again. And that's what I'm inviting you to. I'm inviting you to small, consistent actions for 4 to 7 hours a week that a few years from now can literally change your bank account. Oh my gosh, we were so broke when we started Young Living. And I'm so glad I said yes, because again, this is a $4,000 a month stream for our family that continually blesses us. And that's, you gotta ask, like, is that worth it? Is the serving other people? And that, like, don't even get me started on the testimonies that I've seen and I've witnessed from people who are just, I mean, I have customers who have been buying full promo and Young Living on my team for 7 years. They've been investing. What is that? That is 300 times 12. That's $3,600 a year that they've invested in their health every year, year over year for the last 7 years. That's $25,000 in the last 7 years that they've invested, and they're not even brand partners. So that's what I'm saying is, like, people, even in recessions, and I don't know who this is for, if you've been feeling like everybody's trimming the fat, everybody's cutting back on their resources and their spending. I just want to remind you, there's the same amount of dollars circulating in the United States today as there was 2 years ago. It's just people are circulating their dollars in different places in this season. Recessions are just a redistribution of wealth. It's an invitation for you to sell from a different perspective and do it from a place of value that really speaks to the marketplace. It's an invitation. It's not a doomsday, like stamp on the wall that says it's over, like nobody's going to buy it anymore. No, people in a recession, they're still having babies and they need oils. Moms are still raising children. They need oils. There are things that people never stop buying in a recession, and that is food, shelter, electricity, and medical needs and household needs. We are in that business. Being a brand partner, like, sell people on the value of being a brand partner, and you'll fund their shelter, you'll fund their food, and you will be filling their medicine cabinet with them joyfully, and you'll be helping them buy household products. So, like, literally every single thing that people purchase during a recession is what we do here in Young Living. And that's what you're being invited to this season. That's really all I've got. 3 things: promote, invite, and support.
Leslie, that was awesome. And I want to say, I love your something daily that provokes curiosity. You're so good at this on your Instagram stories. And I have noticed it, like, even in the last couple of months, just how natural it is for you. So if you don't follow Leslie, you should. She would give you lots of inspiration into how to share on social media. I also think Paris is really good at it too. She's on here. She's a good one to follow too. She's so good at just sharing how she uses it in her daily life and with her kids and cleaning and all of the things. So, find those people that are really good at that so that you can, learn from them. So, I did have a question, and if anybody else has questions, you guys can, it might be easier to just type it in the chat, but, you talked about email, like so you do your email series. So do you put like your newsletter link out there, and then when somebody signs up for it, they automatically get added into the email series? Or is this like you have a new, customer, so you add them? Like,
so it's both. Yeah. So I'll share my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of, like, sign up for my newsletter because honestly, people don't care if I have a newsletter, but I have some freebies and I have some classes and some lead generating things that my audience has asked me for in the past. I just pay attention to what people want. I have like a free daily Bible reading journal plan. People can opt into that once they get they put their email in, then they'll receive it. So I'm a huge fan of doing that. I have a few funnels for that. So whenever I host a class, or if I'm offering something free and everybody's invited, I collect emails that way, and I send people emails, like, it just depends on what they sign up for, but I'm offering value in different places that way. I don't have a newsletter yet. I do send something to my team. But then on the, so that's to grow my email list for potential future. So like I'm that particular email list where I offer free things that people can get from me by dropping their email. Those are my future customers. So those are people that I'm trying to fill my pipeline for the next 2 years. for my business, and offering them value over there. Here's the thing. If you collapse time for people in another area of their life, they'll buy anything from you. So I collapse time for people by sharing simple from scratch recipes. I will share my marriage story, or I will offer, sometimes I'll do like a really fun free class where I'm offering them 3 steps to creating more peace in motherhood. And when they sign up for my class, I'm collecting emails. And those are just like, when I know that when I'm serving in value that way, eventually they'll buy Young Living from me. It's just inevitable. So that's my quote unquote prospect email list. But then I also have, like, when you become a Young Living customer and I get an email, well, I used to get an email notification from Young Living, but when I go in there on Oily Trends and I pull up my list and I see there's a new customer, I copy and paste their email list, and I have a customer email series that once I see that they're a new sign up, I drop their email in, and they're on a 5 email series path. And it's like, hey, congratulations, welcome. Here's what you need to know. Here's the Facebook group. Here's what you need to do next. You need to, and I teach them how to like prepare for their kit to come, how to look for their tracking number. I like to answer a lot of the hiccups in advance. So like, if I know that shipping is a little bit slower, like I just try to equip them with things so they don't need to come back and ask me for it later. Like I'm just trying to do that on the front end. And then like the next day is like, the next thing you need to get is Thieves. Here is 61 ways to use Thieves. And I honestly repurpose a lot of y'all's content from Essential Families. And I will just, I'll upload a PDF or something that they can click and read. I want to keep them kind of engaged and excited about their products coming. So that's a separate email series that they get from me. But that's, once you create it once, you can use it over and over and over again. So.
And then do you have one for brand partners, or is it the same? Like if somebody
I do it the same. I want them to be a brand partner like immediately. Like I invite them to upgrade their account to a brand partner in the first email. So I try not to keep them separate. And here's my philosophy on that. And I know some of you guys are like, ooh, but LB, why do you do that? So it's kind of like if you went to the Cheesecake Factory and they didn't give you the dessert menu. It'd be kind of weird, right? It's like 30% of the menu. And honestly, our business model is 30% of Young Living's menu. Wellness, purpose, and abundance, right? So I plant the seed immediately to get started as a brand partner. And then once they do sign up to be a brand partner, I have like training. I have a launch video for them to watch, but I offer them the brand partner training tool as a part of that 5 email series. So it's like the 3rd email where I'm like, hey, when your Valor comes and when your box comes, you're going to notice you sleep better. Your kids are going to be less sick, or they're going to be sick half the time as they were before, because you got detox baths and oils. You're going to have you're just going to feel like you were just saying, in 30 days, they're going to feel better. I'm just going to highlight how good they're feeling. And I'm going to assume they're going to want to have their own referral link and sell them on the value of why everybody really needs one. And so I try to share the whole menu in one. I don't like to have 2 separate things. Does that make sense? I want people to bump into the business as soon as they get to be a customer.
Yeah, that's really smart. I think what has held me back is just feeling like I'm overwhelming them with information. But I think it is smart if you just, especially the way they've made brand partners now and how easy it is, and just the simple, here's the kit and you're going to want this because you're going to want to share it or whatever, like your mom will want this or your sister's going to want this. So I think
I will say too, my emails are like 5 sentences, a picture, and a button.
That's smart.
Listen, I don't want people burning a lot of calories. When I say I want them to ask me questions, that's where I'll provide the novel or give them links to big things. But the main thing is like, hey, I have a Facebook group. Here's the button. 1 sentence on why you need to be there. We do giveaways. Don't miss out. Like, I don't try to say like, here's 17 reasons why our VIP group is great. That's just like, nobody cares. But they need to know we have 3 things. Like, And I even tell them, here's the, like, congratulations, you got your kit. Here's your next 3 steps. Button, button, button. I'll see you tomorrow, the next step. But I really try to keep it at 5 sentences, a picture and a button, because I have 6 kids. I'm not reading novels of emails. I really am a skimmer. I just want to look at a picture, especially like you guys, my best performing emails are like befores and afters and 1 sentence testimony and then a button to the full testimony. So they have the option to go read more, but I'm not flooding them with more. I love Donald Miller, and he said something once, if it doesn't pass the grunt test, you lost him. In 3 seconds or less, people know exactly what my email is about.
Okay, so I have a question, and there are some questions in the chat for you too. I don't know if you can see that, but I was wondering on behalf of everyone on here, if you would be willing to share even one of your like 3 message series or whatever. I can't remember if you said 3 or 5, just like even a screenshot of it, not that people can copy and paste it, but just so that they can get an idea of what it looks like. Like maybe when we post the replay in the business.
And in comments. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll be honored to do that.
Okay, that'd be awesome. And then do you, I saw that she said your brand partner academy is the best investment she's ever made. So I'm wondering, in your brand partner academy, do you detail these types of emails and all of this? Do you go over these things in there?
You mean inside the brand partner academy? Do I go over this?
Yes.
Yeah. So every week we host a strategy call, and you get the opportunity to ask Q&A. And a lot of people just ask me like, hey, I've been thinking about doing this. How do you do it? And we answer a lot of questions there. We also have a Facebook group too, and we're huge on contributions. So people have posted their emails they're sending to their people, and I've posted some of mine as well. But strategy is really important. And I understand that sometimes you just need to see. You're not here to copy, but like, you're like, how are other people doing it? Because when you have no idea, it's helpful to just see, it's not, yeah. So, yeah, I opened up the Brand Partner Academy. That was originally a system for my team because I needed it to be simple. I needed them to know where I was twice a week for coaching and strategy, and then have a place where they could learn the comp plan, where they could learn all the things that they were asking me anyway. That was to simplify my life, but then I opened it up to Crossline as well. So I did see the questions. If you don't have another question, I'll just like rapid fire look at these. Okay. Mary said, what system do you use for email? I like Flowdesk. It's $250 a year. I have I think it's like $500 a year, but I have a 50% off coupon if anybody's interested. But that is the best investment I make all year long. It's beautiful. It's simple. I also it's made my life so simple. I have an email. You can group your customers together according to where they are in your business. So I have like a 0 PV list. I have a brand partner list. I have people who are an LR list. I have people who are, one kit wonders, or people who are new. I just love the ability, to run reports and make email lists that way. And it's just beautiful and simple. So that's my plug. I love Flowdesk. Lacey asked, do you have a way to reach out to people who are placed under you? I haven't had any success connecting with people who have been placed under me. I just plop them right into my new email series. Anybody who's on there, if they're my personally enrolled, they get put into the email. I just assume that they have no idea who I am. They have no idea how this works. And I'm just casually saying hello. If I don't make it mean anything to me, if they reach out to me or not, because this is network marketing, most of the people I sign up either know me really well or we know each other really well. And so, like I said, it would be the equivalent to signing someone up at the grocery store, but they had no idea they were on my team. So I'm sending them the need to know, but I don't expect my expectations are managed. I don't really expect them to respond or to reach out to me. I just want to make sure I've done my job to support them. Do you still strategically place people that sign up with you? Yeah, I do, but it's very different these days. Honestly, I will tell you, I am a firm believer in utilizing your resources for strategic placement. Strategic placement is basically arranging your customers or grouping your customers together so that they can thrive better and they would benefit one another. I still am a firm believer, like I have a family leg, I have a high school friend leg, I have a Bible study leg. I like to group my customers together, especially if they know each other. But today I will tell you, I'm growing very wide. I've left last year I enrolled like 300 people and I left 250 of them on my level 1. Okay. I'm going for like quadruple royal crown diamond. Just kidding. Here's the thing is like, you're going to find that legs rise and fall. There are teams that are in momentum. There are teams that are not in momentum. And I'm a firm believer in keeping and grouping friends and customers together, because you don't want like your two sisters building a team on their level 1. Like you want them to be together and be incentivized and run together. I'm still a firm believer in that. But because I'm enrolling most of my people on social media, I don't know who's going to be the leader. So I kind of like the idea of having a bunch of stars on my level 1, or just kind of seeing, it's kind of my insurance policy this season, because I've noticed that just because if you have 6 doesn't mean that they're going to be solid and be there forever. So I'm just kind of looking, and I still believe in it. And I'm experimenting. It's been 12 months and I just decided like, I'm gonna leave people on my level 1 and I'm going to support them. And I kind of wanted to do like an R&D to see if that needed to change or if there was benefits to both. So that's my long answer for that. Let's see. People are talking about the Brand Partner Academy. That's so great. I feel like I scare people away. I get them in, but staying is an issue. Okay. So Mary, this is where I really suggest I would actually break off that agreement that you scare people. You probably don't scare people. You're probably not selling them the value of being a long-term customer. And so I notice this a lot in the training that I offer my brand partners. They'll be like, nobody's on LR, but they're telling people like, sign up through LR and you can cancel. And I find out that that's how they've been selling these kits, is like they sell the kits through LR and then tell them like, you get to cancel. I'm like, you're selling them on canceling as soon as they sign up. Don't do that. You're probably not scaring people away. You probably have something in your messaging, because your money is always tied to your message. Always. And the good news is you can change the message. You can tweak the message. You can make the message relevant, and you can eradicate. You're not scaring people away. You're probably just selling them on something, and they're probably being very obedient to what you're selling them. So make sure that that's what I'm saying. Like when I tell people, most people buy a kit through LR in order to get a free diffuser. They buy Thieves Cleaner, Super Bee, and whitening toothpaste in their second month, and they upgrade to brand partner. But that's what most of my people do. Is that the truth? No, historically left to themselves, they will do none of that. But when I message that this is how most people do it, guess what? Most people do it. You reap what you sow. So if you're sowing the message, you will reap what your messaging is. I hope that made sense. Okay. So mind your mess. Your brain is going to really try to convince you that nobody wants it. Everybody's scared. You're not a good leader. And I would just say like, this is usually what gets people to quit being a brand partner, is because it's so painful to think that all day. So we just peace out and we just leave it. And I'm telling you, like, business is messaging, and you can get to be a really good messenger. And I promise you, these guys like Gina and Emily know, like when I started Young Living, it was a hot mess express. I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't know any of this now, but over 8 years, like I've read the books, I've gone to, the conventions, I've been to the trainings, I've shown up, and I've just been a willing, humble person who was willing to elevate and implement things as I learned them. And I would invite you to don't, how do I want to say this? Don't indulge in overwhelm. I don't do overwhelm. When you make that agreement, things become less overwhelming. You find the things that you love in your business and you run with it. But like I don't do overwhelm. I don't do it in my food, in my cooking. I serve all my food on one platter, because to me, having 9 plates and 9 spoons and 9 forks and 9 cups sounds overwhelming. So I don't do overwhelm. I throw it on a tray, and Emily, do not crush my tray dreams. But like, it's family style charcuterie. That theme of like that agreement that I made, like I don't do overwhelm, that shows up in everywhere in my business, in the way that I support people. Like, it doesn't have to be overwhelming unless you want it to be. That's all. I don't really see any more questions than that. So it's 6 minutes over. I want to honor y'all's time too. I know I've got a baby out there who hasn't gone to bed, but thanks for having me, you guys. I love this. This is my sweet spot. I really enjoy talking to other people who want to be successful, and Young Living is amazing. So
Leslie, we're so grateful for you. And also I nominate you to lead all of our business calls moving forward.
Yeah.
And Gina and I think we found our next tattoo. Don't indulge in overwhelm. So Gina,
I just here's the thing you got to tell yourself. I just don't do it.
Yeah,
I don't
so
do mom
smart.
guilt either. I just don't do
Has
it.
that always been the case for you though, Leslie?
Oh, I had to train myself.
Yeah.
Like, you have to take your thoughts captive. This is why I started the Brand Partner Academy. I needed a business coach.
Yes.
So now I coach other people, and I pour out what I've invested in me. Taking your thoughts captive and staying in a position of peace is a choice, and it is hard work. But once you get in the habit, it's amazing. Like, people are like, how are you so okay? And I'm like, I don't do overwhelm, and I don't do mom guilt. And people are like, how? And I'm like, yeah, I just decided. They're like, I don't get it. But
I love your language, and I love the fact that you're talking about agreements. And that's just something that I've dove into the past like 5 years too, like, is just talking about agreement. I mean, so many agreements that we don't even know that we're making with ourselves, like in the wrong.
like, I scare customers away. That's an agreement, and you have to break that off.
Yes.
Another tip, if you're okay with it, I use the dictionary app every day. And I go and I look up the antonym, which is the opposite of what I'm saying. So if I think to myself, like, well, I just scare people away, or I'm too much for people, I'm overwhelming, I will literally put in the dictionary app in thesaurus, and I will type in scare or scared, or, overwhelm. And I will look up the opposite, and I will ask myself, how is it possible that I could cultivate the opposite of that? And like, I play the opposite game with myself on the daily, and I train other people to do that too. You reap what you sow. I'm not a huge fan of the law of attraction, because like, we're planting thoughts, planting seeds. Like, our thoughts either get us to hold the seed and keep it in our pocket, or our thoughts get us to plant the seed and cultivate it and grow. And those who plant the seed will have a better chance of actually reaping a harvest. So like, that's just reaping and sowing. That's just nature. So like, I've got to get my mind right and saying like, why would I plant this today? Why would I do this? Like, if I scare people off, well, that's painful for me. I don't want to scare people away. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep the seed in my pocket, and I'm not going to do it. I have to like entice myself and ask myself, like, who is being the bully right here? Me. The spirit of LB is being a bully. And she's got to sit down. She don't get to drive this business. She's going to drive it into the ground. Right?
Oh my gosh, this is so good. Thank you so much. As you're talking, like, I keep thinking about, it might have been your second year in. I can't remember when it was. I mean, it had to be at least it was probably 2016 is what I'm thinking, because I'm thinking of the house that I was in. I'm thinking of chasing Berkeley around the yard in her diaper and on the phone with you and talking about strategic placement, and you were wanting to move a huge group of people, which that moment, and you did. And that moment, I mean, it was very clear that you had vision for the future and that you were going to be a mover and a shaker, and you have done it, and you have stayed true to the course. And as far as looking across, like everyone that I have interacted with and that just had the privilege of watching grow, this is amazing. Just hearing you speak, I'm just so thankful, Leslie. I'm just so thankful to be a witness to your personal growth and everything that's happened in your life. I mean, you've been through a lot.
Listen, there's a reason I don't do overwhelmed, because life is overwhelming. Like life throws stuff at you, and grief is real. And, it's thank you. Like I am not one who is sitting here on a soapbox as though I've never suffered anything. I've suffered many things during my Young Living business that were personal, and I could use them as a setback, but honestly, they can produce resolve. I think that having something to invest in has actually helped me get through those times. Something that I could build and work on during those times was really, really helpful. But I appreciate just the acknowledgement, because when you start, it's like, I don't know, what could it turn into? And you're like, wow, well, I've had a front row seat to all y'all's growth too. It's really fascinating.
This is the longest thing we've all ever done. I mean, I was a teacher for 7 or 8 years. I can't even remember, but I've been doing Young Living since 2012. So 11 years. Emily, is this the longest thing you've ever done too?
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
work-wise.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well,
thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you're so encouraging. And I know that people will be blessed by hearing this. We will push this recording out onto everybody. Send
it in the emails.
Yes.
Everybody needs to hear it. You are awesome. And we're so thankful you're on our team. And I know that if you guys want more information about the Brand Academy or Brand Partner Academy, she'll definitely help you with that. She's going to wait for you to reach out to her. So that's how she does it. So, but yes, we'll let everybody go. Thank you, Leslie. You're awesome. I took tons of notes, and this was what I needed, because I have been feeling just, kind of how probably a lot of us have been feeling, like just, am I here again? Am I building? I am in the spot where some of my legs have fallen. So I'm building them back up. Right. So, it's a mind thing. Everything. It really is. And listen, you're not alone. If anything, y'all have done it on a much grander scale. I've had to coach a lot of people, like percentage wise, we've all probably come back in that way, and we can make that mean so many things. And honestly, like staying in a place where you're still vulnerable and tender and open and willing to learn, like we're just now getting our wings. I love how Young Living had roots and wings, because we got it. Usually life goes in cycles, like business cycles is a 7-year cycle. You guys, we're in a new 7-year cycle with Young Living, and we have great roots. We really do. And right now we're learning to get our wings. We are doing things that are out of our comfort zone. And that's always a good place to be. And I think sometimes we just need to get together and remind each other that it's not going down. Like there's still so much good to be had, but we don't want the hype. We don't want the hype training. We want someone to come in and say, like, let's change our thoughts, but they need to be believable.
Yes.
Amen.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys, we'll catch you next month. And we do have a product call coming up. When is that, Gina? End of March?
Yes. Let me look really quickly. It is the 30th. Very end.
And then we will see you guys again in April for our next business call. But thank you again. And we love you guys. And we're so glad you're here. And we will talk to you soon.